This is really sad, but I actually get it. The guys at work were telling me to do stupid shit, like illegal shit to get myself arrested or fired or something, because that's how you go to fucking prison. The police are investigating me for no reason, and because they have no reason, the only way that I can even get looked at or change anything is if I go to prison. So the people telling me to do stupid shit are basically just telling me what they ended up doing. You become homeless. You can't live like that. So even if you throw out all your stuff and you just try living at McDonald's and walking around with a backpack, eventually you run out of money. And if there's nothing that anyone does to help you before then, because you've called and you have a wait list for everything that you try to get, then you're just broke and homeless. And then you gotta fucking steal something or break a window or, do something worse than that just to get thrown in prison for a free place to live. I actually get it. They were just telling me that's the only way you get better, because no one wants you at work when they're getting worse from you just working with them. And they're getting accused, they're getting worse from the same investigation that's torturing me and destroying my entire life. So, yeah, basically I gotta go to prison where this isn't gonna end and I've done nothing wrong. I have to do something to get myself arrested. And I've been pretty rude with some police, and they didn't arrest me. So I'm almost certain of this. The police are terrorists, and they want me to go to prison for no reason because they're fucking garbage. And that's what people are kind of proving, because they've already been to prison and they learned that. There were stupid people that forced them to do something ridiculous, basically. I mean, who breaks a window or steals a car or anything? It's because you're trying to go to prison for a free place to stay. So they're forcing me to be homeless with poison. They're attacking people that are working with me with I can't do that. If I point at someone and shake my finger and tell them, F you, bud, they don't get worse from me. The people that were telling me to do stupid shit were people that were getting worse. That's what they're saying. So they're getting poisoned worse because they work with me. For no apparent reason, I guess, because that's what I'm saying too. I'm being investigated for no reason. So the police are forcing me into criminal activity just to get a free place to stay in prison. And then, like the old story goes, you actually get better in prison. Once you get out, you're no longer investigated. They have no reason again, and they have to start that all over again. So the police are terrorists. I think that pretty much proves it. And yeah, like I've heard even online, there was a guy that got out of prison for 34 years in prison. And that might have been a better life for me. Murder, and you basically just go to prison for a long time, and at the end of that, you get out unless the other person was sitting there watching and seeing you fail at life the whole time for 34 years when you're in prison. They're gone. So you get out and you're actually relatively normal, except that you have no money and no friends and no life, and then once again you're homeless. But I think there's programs that they force you through once you get out of prison too, or you just, wander around until someone sees a person that looks better after prison, and then they just help you with a place to stay or something. Maybe at that point you're willing to ask anyone for help when you shouldn't need it, because you shouldn't need help to get a simple job, right? So this is ridiculous. I'm not sure which videos I'm going to post, but I should post them all. I think this is important information for everybody in the country. I think Canada is supporting terrorism, and it's forcing their own people into criminal activity. And maybe that's the same reason that there's new immigrants that are doing better than people in Canada, because they already had an investigation or something that protected them. Because this is nonsense. I was born and raised in Canada. I've traveled to the US, multiple different places. I'm not even going to mention it now. Now they won't let me travel there. No apparent reason. And they say they gotta get a doctor check or some garbage I gotta go over. I haven't read it yet. And I've been to Costa Rica. That's it. Otherwise, it's from abduction, and then I ended up in a place I never planned to go, and that's all there is. And when I say murder, just customs didn't get this either. I'm talking about like they asphyxiate you or they knock you out, they use a poisonous, noxious substance or something, or they just hold you down and strangle you till you basically pass out. And then you wake up in a different place and you're back to life, but you either remember or you don't remember all of the details. And now you're living again. And you can feel that it wasn't good what happened, but you may have died, or they may have revived you, or you may have almost died or whatever. And that's what I mean. You were basically dead. Someone does that to you, you died. Like, the only reason they didn't kill you is because they're probably getting away with it when they don't kill you. So they killed you to put the fear of death, of dying in you, and then they just revive you so they get away with it. So that's Canada once again. Poison, rape, murder, abduction, and memory loss to the point where you can literally be in Freeburn 2025, and I have no idea I went through this, and I'm just working traffic signals again in 2015, and no one explains any of this to me. They just act like it isn't going to happen again or that I shouldn't repeat it. But I was forced through this. This was a mind control, like steal my job, steal my voice, my thoughts, my memory, putting stuff into my mind the whole time. And then after 10 years since 2015, it's my fault and I have to handle it and fail. And the only thing I can do is go to prison for a free place to stay. That's pretty sad, Canada. Now tell that to the rape victims that aren't getting better. They aren't being helped. They have to go through this, and they aren't going to do something stupid to go to prison. Tell that to them. This is what they do to the men, too. And then some of them do stupid things, but I don't know who would rape someone. But that's pretty sad, Canada. Good job. Good job.